Wait till you see what these crazy fishermen are seeing and coming across in the ocean. These discoveries are crazy. Let's check them out.
Tonight we have the story of one man's fishing journey. It began over a decade ago with a goal far greater than catching fish.
1, 2, 3, go!
Scary scene on the water for two fishermen. A whale breached right next to their boat, throwing them off and into the water.
Scientists are racing to figure out what's causing strange behavior and even deaths among different types of fish, including endangered sawfish that started in the Florida Keys.
I'm here at Barry Island Beach, and there's no sign to stop.
Underneath the seemingly calm surface of Earth's water bodies lies a world entirely unknown to humans. From encounters with the unknown
Look at his eyeball.
to some of nature's most shocking creations. Prepare yourself for the wildest fisherman catches you never thought possible. It seems like Thailand is a treasure trove when it comes to bizarre sea creatures. Back in 2020, a local in the Krabi province was drawing his net back when he saw a strange fish staring back at him. He was so shocked that he nearly threw the net back into the water again. With pale skin, googly eyes, and lips that were stretched wide, the fish appeared upset, as if it was about to cry. If that isn't creepy, man, I don't know what is. The unidentified fish has left marine biologists and experts stumped. Was it a new species yet to be discovered? Or a mutation caused by ocean pollution? The mystery is still out there.
Glad to see y'all thinking on the same page as me. That's got to be some type of chemical that was in the water that shouldn't be, or some mutation or something that's going on. Either way, I don't think anything that you're seeing is good. I don't think nothing about this is good.
Bug eyes.
Look at his eyeball.
These anglers were in for a surprise when they felt a tug on their fishing line. Excitedly, the duo reeled in the creature and were shocked at what they found. It was a fish with its eyes literally popping out of its sockets, as if it had gotten the shock of its life. Was it an anomaly or a rare species? The guys couldn't figure it out and left social media to do the job.
Its eyes are popping out of its head.
A few experts that saw the video pointed out that this Popeye effect was caused by either some kind of injury or poor water conditions. Pig-faced fish. Is this the work of a mad scientist or nature's own weird creation?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never stopped eating pork completely yet, but seeing this might make me stop eating pork. I don't, why am I looking at a pig slash fish slash, I don't even know what all this thing is mixed with. This type of breed, no, I might stop at this point.
I'm sure a lot of you have the same question in mind. A diver taking a dunk in the ocean came across this anomaly that no one could properly explain. The fish had a pig's head with giant horns sticking out of its head. Here's another video of a similar creature caught by a fisherman, this time without the horns, but shocking all the same. Folks on social media were divided. Some thought it could have been a mutation, while others were suspicious of the authorities, blaming them for failed genetic engineering projects. Humanoid sea creature. A group of friends out boating on the sea found something really strange. The clip featured what clearly looked like a sea creature with a long body and a tail, but the head raised quite a few eyebrows. Large and bulbous, it almost looked like a human head. As the clip went viral, a lot of speculation came to the surface. Some believed it was a rare kind of octopus, while others thought of a mermaid, with the skeptics calling it a plastic bait. Do let me know your take on this down in the comments. Thai mutant fish. Fishermen in Thailand had got the scare of their lives when they pulled on board a fish that looked like it had escaped from the set of a horror movie. Pale, toothy, and writhing around the boat like a demon caught at an exorcism, the creature left the men trembling in fear. Its ghastly looks made it appear like a hideous monster waiting around since prehistoric times. I wonder how many people it had terrorized before being caught on camera. It's a sign for all of us to think twice before diving into the water. Creepy horror.
I got scared, I ain't gonna lie.
Back in June 2019, a video turned up on social media which soon went viral. It showed an incredibly creepy and bizarre fish caught just off the Chinese coast. It sported a human-like face with a very strange expression.
I know it ain't the typical beautiful woman with half body and the other half is a fish, but doesn't this classify as a mermaid? This classifies as a mermaid. It's not the typical one you see on TV that they've made look all beautiful and dolled up. No, but this classifies, you got a human face and the rest is fish. Mermaid to me.
As if it was smirking at something, probably enjoying the reaction of the cameraman. Many of the internet folks compared it with Thomas the Tank Engine, surprised at such a far-fetched resemblance. With such horrifying features, I'm afraid that most of us won't be able to sleep tonight. Unidentified sea creature. In the Siargao Islands of the Philippines, locals were blown away by what they found in a cave near the coast. A blackened human skull, ribs, and what could only be described as a tail. As they prodded the skeletal remains, they realized what they were staring at: the remains of a mermaid. As with every other find of its nature, no one's ever certain if it's a hoax or the real deal. But with this particular one, it's hard to imagine that these remains are not real. Such detailed work would have taken a lot of effort and skill. Well, I guess we have to wait until the authorities arrive to find out. Secret experiment. Australian duck hunters were out looking for a catch when they found a really strange creature washed ashore. With a scaly reptilian body and a head that looked like a Parasaurolophus, the creature was nothing like they'd ever seen. They even poked the entity with their hands, but it didn't move, confirming it was only a carcass. Puzzled, the guys sought an online audience, which still didn't yield any conclusive answers. But netizens sure came up with a lot of theories. Some were positive that the creature was a legendary chupacabra, while others thought it had escaped from some lab. Cow seal. All kinds of weird sea animals are turning up these days, but this one definitely takes the cake. The clip showed a bizarre-looking animal hybrid. Now that's no cow or seal, but both in one body. The entity was seen stirring and then slowly walking off as if it had just woken up from sleep. Its unusually sleek black body and the head of a cow with horns arching sideways. The cow seal attracted a crowd of people that surrounded it. Whether it was a hoax or a genetically engineered animal, no explanations have emerged so far. Let me know what you think about this one. Terrifying carcass. Sometimes a walk along the most cheerful places can take a terrifying turn. Enjoying his peaceful afternoon at the beach, this man came across something that made him reel back in fear. His initial thought was that the creature was alive, but when it didn't move, he went in for a closer inspection. It was a carcass of some sea creature, so well preserved that you could even see the scales on its body. Its open mouth revealed pointy fangs and human-like teeth, and the most eerie part was its forward-facing eyes. The condition of the body suggested that it had only passed away recently. I guess this is our sign to cancel all our swimming plans. Best of both worlds. a puzzled fisherman posted a video of his catch online, which soon went viral. And for good reason, because who would have thought of fish with wings?
Oh yeah, fish are flying. It's about to be a change. They're adapting to something that's about to happen. Maybe it's coming from the depths of the ocean and they see it coming and they're trying to get away from it. Only reason they would be leaving. They're adapting. Something's about to happen, bro. I keep saying we gotta pay attention to the animals. Always pay attention to the animals. They're gonna be our first indicators of what's happening, or them leaving. We need to follow them, bro, because they're gonna go to safety. Them doing this, something's about to go down.
Swimming in the bucket, they might look like ordinary fish with fins a tad bit too big for their tiny bodies. But when the guy scooped one up in his hand, it suddenly unfurled its wings and flew away, leaving the netizens baffled. However unbelievable this may sound to me or you, it's actually a genuine species called flying fish.
They better have been around for eternity. Because if this just happened and this is a new species, I'm worried. If it's been around forever, I'd be a little bit more relieved.
Usually found in the Caribbean, specifically around Barbados. This is what they look like as juveniles. But now, take a look at the fully grown versions. A marine life enthusiast posted this video showing off his magnificent flying fish, which flaunted fluorescent blue scales and beautiful translucent wings. Or should we still call them fins? While the other ones were barely an inch in length, the adults grow up to 18 inches long. They can spend about 45 seconds in flight. And no, they don't do it for fun, but in order to escape predators. So, are you up for some bird watching? I mean, fish watching? Two-mouthed fish. A group of Russian fishermen found a fish probably none of us had ever seen before. From the top, it looked like an ordinary fish, but as the camera panned out to reveal its bloated belly, things got a bit creepy. And what made it even stranger was its second mouth located on the underside of its neck. Well, I guess that explains the fattened up stomach. The fishermen thought that the sack might contain eggs. Or maybe they're wrong, and inside it's got some serious venom. Panda fish. While I'm sure everyone finds pandas adorable, I'm not quite sure about the fish version. A video uploaded on YouTube went viral showing a fish that's gonna leave you shocked. Filmed somewhere in China, the uploader claimed that it was a new species of a koi carp that was bred in the country. With black and white fur and a fully developed face of a panda, the carp looked quite real. But netizens were split on this. Where some thought it was actually a new species engineered by the scientists, others thought it looked too perfect to be real, calling it out as a hoax. Human-faced carp. Chinese locals were caught off guard when they spotted a strange type of fish. Whipping out their phones, they captured the moment for the world to see. The fish sported a disturbing human face, with eyes, nose, and some very thick lips, completing the creepy look. Was it a human cursed to become a fish? It very much looks like it. However, some internet folks thought it was just a pattern and not its actual features. Well, I suppose only time will tell, or perhaps a more detailed video. Secret swim. If you hide well enough, you might just capture a recording of a mythical creature or two like this guy did here. Having heard stories of mermaids swimming in a nearby lake, he decided to take a look for himself. Crouched behind a bush, camera in hand, he waited, and just like that, was rewarded with a remarkable sight. In the clear water, a humanoid creature was seen swimming, its massive fishtail creating waves in the lake. Coming up for a breath, the mermaid suddenly realized she was not alone. Ducking back into the water, she quickly Human-faced fish.
World's most venomous fish, the stonefish.
A marine life enthusiast was out for a swim in the water when he caught an extraordinary-looking fish. With crusty skin, menacing black eyes, and a strangely sad expression, its face looked eerily like a human skeleton. Shocked netizens drew comparisons with the horror film character Freddy Krueger. But let me go ahead and break it to you. This is no waterborne doppelganger of Krueger, but an actual marine species called the stonefish. And if you happen to spot one, it's best to admire the creepiness from a distance.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the perfect depiction. People walking around in the ocean, especially those oceans that are, not oceans, but those beaches that are dirty beaches where you can't see clearly. How easy it is for you to walk and step on something, man. This is what I'm talking about right here when I be saying stay out the water. You can step on something and not even know it. Something such as poisonous as maybe a stonefish. Nah, I'm telling you, I'm sticking to pools from now on, man.
Distance, as it's the world's most venomous fish.
Tread on its back.
Whoa! Walking underwater.
There's another one there. Look at what is that?
A Thai fisherman reeled in a catch that left him speechless. You can see 4 pairs of limbs protruding from the underside of the fish, making it look quite strange. The front ones were scrawny and stiff, while the ones on its rear looked like those of a frog. What a strange combination. But let me break it to you that this is not any mutant fish, but a common bottom-dwelling species. Ever heard of a fish with poor swimming skills before? Well, let me present you the batfish, which is gifted with a set of limbs for walking to make up for its lack of swimming skills. Man, first we had flying fish, now walking fish. I wonder what's next. A fish that can drive? Bizarre humanoid. A strange-looking creature was found floating near a beach in China. Thinking it was a person drowning, the man immediately went to its rescue, only to find that it was something far more troubling. While the man held the creature up to show his friends, the camera recorded its legs moving slowly. While it's far from anything human, I can't help but think it has an uncanny resemblance. You can trace the silhouette of a head, a torso, and what looks like partially developed legs. Watching the video, a marine biologist suggested that it could be a sponge that had taken the shape of a humanoid. Let's hope that's what it is and not some underwater alien species that are mastering the art of human disguise. Spoonbill fish. Who doesn't enjoy a dip in a lake once in a while? While swimming in a pool, this kid noticed something lurking under the water.
Dad, I don't know what this is.
What do you mean?
It feels weird.
Leaping into the water, the teen came up again, but this time not alone. You gotta admit, those are some professional level fishing skills.
Let me tell you my problem with this, right? And it's crazy that they showing this now. I was just recently looking up, like this weekend, I don't know why it came across my mind, but I was looking up noodling. And the issue or the problems that you come across when noodling is when you stick your hands in that dark hole looking for a catfish or whatever you're looking for, they said you could come across a snapping turtle. Snapping turtle. Like, how do you continue to keep doing this type of stuff when you know you can reach in that hole and come across a snapping turtle? No, never. Never. If it thought crossed my mind, it's long gone now.
The huge fish sported an elongated spoon-shaped snout, giving it quite the unique look. Now, if you've never seen this before, this fish is called the spoonbill, commonly found in marshes and rivers. That's a catch of a lifetime for a kid, and that too barehandedly. You sure don't get chances like that every day. Monster fish. Here's a fish that will make humans look like ants. Fishermen were stunned to find the carcass of a gigantic fish washed ashore. Unable to move it, they called the authorities, who removed the creature using a machine. Locals crowded around as the fish was lifted, clearly shocked at its massive size. And if you think this is huge, just wait till I tell you that it was just a juvenile. Whale sharks are known to grow up to a staggering 10 meters long. But fear not, despite their size, they're actually quite gentle, even friendly. Horned fish.
Yo, I think we're seeing some aliens.
When a fisherman was holding his catch of the day from his boat, he noticed some very unusual fish. Tiny horns were protruding from the front of their heads. The man was puzzled as he'd never seen anything like it before. But when he posted it online, a few experts pointed out that it was a longhorn cowfish. And if you were thinking they look kinda cute, let me warn you that the fish is highly poisonous, and those horns look like no joke. So if you ever happen to see one, just take some pictures and otherwise leave it alone. Extraterrestrial fish.
There's a fish that the boys caught. They left it in the house. No one in the family could sleep.
A local in Sydney may have experienced his very first alien sighting when he came across a strange-looking carcass. A wide body and long tail. Its facial features looked nothing like he'd ever seen before, and the pale coloration of its skin only made it all the more creepy. Convinced that he'd seen an extraterrestrial, the guy took to the internet expressing his surprise. But as comments started pouring in, the mystery started crumbling. It turned out to have just been a guitar fish lying upside down.
You've seen it before? You've seen the big one? Seen it again. It's real life shit, man.
Armadillo hybrid. Just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, this unsightly thing shows up. A fisherman searching for his dinner in a narrow stream accidentally reeled in a creature that looked like an armadillo with visible human-like features. With a pale skin and a large, bald human head,
I'm not eating nothing that has something like this coming out of the same water that I'm trying to find my dinner in. This came out of that water? I'm not eating nothing that come out of there. Absolutely not, bro.
Creature looked like it was panting and trembling. The camera revealed its whole body, which is definitely going to be keeping me up at night. Jellyfish wonder. Back in December of 2021, a scuba diver recorded a rare sight off the coast of Papua New Guinea. The clip showed a bizarre creature gliding magnificently deep in the ocean waters. It looked like a lot of jellyfish all conjoined together and using its multiple sets of tentacles to swim, with intricate patterns adorning its bell. Well, it turns out this alien-like creature is a rare species of box jellyfish named Chirodectes, only spotted 2 times. There's not much that's known about the creature, but here's a fun fact for you. It has no less than 24 different eyes, of 4 different kinds. Geez, with all those eyes, I'm sure this fish never fell short of prey. Crab mutant.
Whoa, it's moving so weird, Tessa.
Wrapping up for the day, an angler found something out of the ordinary among his catch. It was a normal-looking fish, but instead of fins, it had crab-like claws. As the man poked around, it moved around like any other fish. But here's the question. Was it some mutation or a deliberate attempt to merge the 2 species? As the video went online, comments started pouring in, with many thinking the fish had escaped from a genetic engineering lab, while a few others weren't too sure about the clip's authenticity, believing it was a hoax. Giant worm. A video has turned up on the internet, terrorizing people everywhere. It showed an entity that would leave even the bravest people trembling in fear. With a mouth lined with rows of sharp, pointy teeth, the giant worm looked like it had escaped from another dimension. While skeptics were sure it couldn't be real, its fluid movements and realistic appearance made many people convinced of its authenticity. I just hope the glass holds when the creature decides it's had enough. Mermaid mystery.
Tell me what the fuck this is.
While mermaids are the stuff of legends, a strange discovery on the beach had one man wondering if there was more to the myth. Spotting something washed up on the beach, he went in to get a closer look and found something he couldn't explain.
So you think it's like a giant motherfucking fish?
No. A massive tail was lying on the sand, seemingly ripped from his body. While for many it was a sure sign of the existence of mermaids, the tail's grayish hue led some netizens to believe it was the decomposing remains of a whale, leaving its true identity a mystery. Leaping mermaid. Although mythical creatures like mermaids are nothing but fiction, clips like these often challenge that belief. This video captured something quite strange among a group of migrating dolphins. For a brief moment, a human with their arms out in a swimming motion surfaced out of the water and then dove back in again, with their tail flashing in the sunlight, leading the recorder to believe it was a mermaid sighting. Theories flooded as it landed online. Some related it to the myth of dolphins coming from the star Sirius and turning into humans, from which some remained on land, while others thought it was an actual mermaid who had taken cover among the dolphins. Do let me know your take on this one. Alien sea creature. Boaters in Singapore found themselves at a science fiction movie when they reeled in this anomaly, its countless arms twisted and curled in freakish movements, making it look like an alien creature. Confused, the man who found the thing showed the video to his friends and even looked it up on the internet, but couldn't seem to find out anything about the mysterious entity. While the identity of the being still remains a mystery, people have come up with their own explanations, suggesting it was a mutant starfish. One netizen even theorized that it was an actual sea-dwelling extraterrestrial that had somehow flown from Mars in a spaceship.
Whatever it is, this right here should make y'all nervous, especially for like deep sea divers and stuff like that. Because I would assume this is probably in the infancy stage, but as it grows, it probably gets bigger and stronger. And imagine something swimming past it, it grabbing it and holding it. That's what this thing kind of speaks to me and says that it could do. Imagine like a person getting caught up in that. You could already tell it probably grabs fish, but if this thing grows and continues to grow, yeah, it could easily grab a human and hold it for a long period of time until the human doesn't have any more air left in the tank or breathing or whatever it is. And then after that, it just probably devours its prey over time. I don't know. Seems like a cobweb like, and then it holds you till like the spider come, but in the middle, it looks like a mouth there. So I don't know.
Zombie fish. No matter what happens, life goes on, right? Well, it looks like this fish took that literally. This video of a fish swimming around with a massive chunk of its body bitten off emerged on the internet, leaving people in total disbelief. And if you think that's impressive, just wait till you see this one, filmed by a fisherman in the Maldives. A fish with no body swimming like nothing's wrong at all. With those skills, it could easily land a role in the next Walking Dead series. Here's another incident recorded off the coast of Spain, where a shark was seen still hunting for its prey even after losing a vital part of its body. Experts believed it was attacked by other sharks after being released into the ocean by scientists, who were stunned at the creature's resilient attitude. It swam around in search of food as if nothing had happened. It seemed like a fish thing. Netizens have different opinions. Some believe that it's because only a small portion of their bodies hold the most important organs, while others think that the motor function is hardwired into a fish, and it can't help but swim, whatever the situation. Parasite.
Oh, that's disgusting. That is gross.
You know those mind-controlling parasites in movies? It seems like they're real. Take a look at this viral video where a guy caught a fish with something strange going on with it. As the fish struggled in his grasp, he reached over and pulled out a tiny insect-like creature from one of its nostrils. Well, looks like I won't be eating anything for a while. These insect-like creatures, called parasitic copepods, are small crustaceans that cling to the insides of the nasal system of fish and feed on their host organisms. While not mind control, they're definitely unsettling. Goliath grouper. Beachgoers in Florida were terrified as they spotted a giant creature floating in the water near the shore. They later found out that it was the carcass of a giant Goliath grouper, a fish that can grow up to 8 feet in length and weigh up to 800 pounds. The authorities had to dispatch an excavator to remove the giant from the water due to its large size. Now, if you're wondering what could have harmed such a massive fish, well, I did a little digging and found out that this actually happened due to a red tide, where algae grows out of control, causing the water to become red, proving hazardous for marine life and even human health. Conjoined whales. While fishing in Baja California, Mexico, fishermen found something floating on the water. As they brought their boat closer, they were shocked to find that it was a whale carcass. And what made it even stranger was that there were 2 of them attached to each other along their bellies and backs, with 2 distinct mouths and tails. The gray whale calves measured up to 10 feet long, which is shorter than average at birth, making the scientists speculate that their mother had a premature delivery, and with such a rare condition, their life expectancy wasn't long, leading them to being abandoned. Rare catch. A fisherman's regular day took a surprising turn when he reeled in a strange-looking fish. With a black slug-like body, huge fins, and a unique coloration, the fish looked like a mythical creature. The guy's proud expression said it all. Might as well enjoy the great moment till it lasts. Who knows when he'd get another chance like this, after all. The sea creature had fins of all sizes scattered across its body, as if it had jumped out of a fairy tale. And maybe it actually did. 18-foot-long oarfish. Diving off the coast of California, a marine biologist came across a fish that was staring at her motionlessly. Realizing that it was the carcass of an oarfish, she hauled it above the water to study the elusive being. The locals crowded over the 18-foot-long fish and even took pictures of it, shocked at the sheer size of the creature. These giants are known to grow up to a surprising 36 feet in length. This one, however, had shed its tail, making it a lot smaller than what its actual size would have been had its tail still been attached. Croc frog. While recording a freshwater lake full of fish, this guy accidentally captured something quite odd. At first, he jolted backwards at the sight of the reptilian creature, thinking it was a crocodile. But the entity remained placid, making the man rethink his initial analysis. As the fish swam near the animal, it didn't make any move to chomp down on them, ruling out the possibility of it being a dangerous predator. Zoomed in, it appeared to have a large body and wide, flappy feet.
I'm not even looking at that. Look at his back. The part that's in the water. It makes me think turtle. That's a big turtle if that's the case, though. And if you ever pay attention to turtles, they like to sit like this. Like he's sitting, they posture like that. But maybe not. He called it something else at the beginning of this clip, but it looks like turtle.
A turtle? A manatee? Or some hybrid of both? Netizens couldn't piece together its identity. However, one person thought it could be a Hohenkim turtle, which is thought to be extinct since 2016. Ocean weaves. This man captured a strange occurrence on his camera, and when he posted it online, the internet about exploded with speculations. A man was seen gathering what looked like huge strands of hair, reminding people of the ocean spirit Grandma Mare from the movie Ponyo, instead of red. Only this particular spirit had dark hair. While an ocean spirit is one explanation for the bizarre incident, a few people claimed that it was some sort of kelp, but nobody could actually figure out exactly what it was. Sand dollar. Here's a creature that might just make your skin crawl. A beachgoer found a cookie-shaped object on the sand. Well, It turned out to be nothing of the sort. As the guy held it up close to the camera, it looked like a rock with a deep purple coloration. But when he flicked it to the other side, a weird sight was revealed. It was lined with strange, tiny tentacles, wiggling and waving around, creating odd patterns. Just seeing it makes my skin crawl. Resembling a kaleidoscope pattern, this creature is called a sand dollar, a type of sea urchin commonly found in shallow coastal waters.
Yeah, we used to collect those when we went to the beach all the time, man. I ain't never know they looked like that, though. I was a kid. What can I say? You know, I was young and dumb at that point. Ain't have no fear, nothing. Just out there, just wilding. No regard for life. But looking at them now, they can stay where they are. How about that?
Mega insect. This next clip might just make you lose your appetite. This video emerged on the internet showing a creature that looked like it escaped from the movie Cloverfield. With a body like a scorpion's, multiple spider-like eyes, that creature couldn't get more hellish. And on top of that, the man in the footage was holding the insect creature with his bare hands. While many people were horrified at the sight of this grotesque being, a few others pointed out that it was an animatronic. Well, a prop or not, we sure don't need something like that. Mermaid skeleton.
Ma, you see this?
No. Oh my God. Holy yeah.
Finding humanoid skeletal remains would be the last thing you'd expect to find on a beach. But a guy found exactly that as he picked up the remains from a tangle of seaweed. It looked very similar to a tiny human skeleton, but instead of legs, it had a dried up tail. Shocked at what he saw, the man dropped it back into the water, but netizens were already cooking up theories saying it was a juvenile mermaid, while skeptics remained unconvinced, believing it to just be a hoax. But regardless of what anybody says, the guy who found the carcass was convinced it was the real deal.
Ma, you see this?
No. Oh my God. Holy yeah.
Open discussion. A strange clip has emerged of a creature that no one's been able to make sense of. Scaly reptilian skin, sharp clawed hands and feet, and the most bizarre-looking face with gills everywhere. I don't even know what to call this thing. If aliens had mermaids, I guess this is what they would look like. After the video hit the internet, speculation began. Many people suggested that maybe this is what mermaids actually looked like. Others thought the background in the video looked like a lab. But the mystery remains as elusive as ever. Now, while I'm glad it's just a carcass, I don't think Earth's a safe place anymore with these things roaming around our oceans.